Morning everybody. Today we are discussing the next topic in organic chemistry, that is the asymmetric synthesis. So asymmetric synthesis is originated from an event in 1950. So thalidomide is a drug which is used for the morning sickness. So the mother who had been taking the thalidomide for the morning sickness began delivering the babies with manifolded limbs or missing arms and legs. So the drug was proven to cause this defect and pulled in 1961. So the company regretted, and the company who manufactured the thalidomide have been silent, and it was until the last week, 15 years after the drug effect were understood, that the company chief executive issued the statement of the apology and offering our sincere regret about the consequence of the thalidomide and our deep sympathy for all those affected. So what happened is that for every organic synthesis, we will get the two product, and this type of the reaction are the stereoselective reaction. So now we are moving into the stereoselective reaction. Consider the two stereoisomer A and B. We know that the stereoisomer having the same molecular formula, but they are differ in the three-dimensional arrangement, and because of this difference in three-dimensional space, they will produce some difference in their properties. So consider a chemical reaction is going on A stereoisomer, and the A will give the two products C and D. And if we are doing the same chemical reaction in the next stereoisomer, that is B, we will get the same product C and D. But what is the difference in chemical reaction between the stereoisomer A and B is that the ratio of the product is C and D must be different for the stereoisomer A and the stereoisomer B. Suppose A will give the 50% C and 50% D, but B will give more than 80% C and only 20% D. So that is the difference between the stereoisomer A and B while we are doing the same experiment in these two stereoisomer. So this type of the reaction is known as stereoselective reaction. So the stereoselective reaction means any chemical reaction which will give the stereochemically different isomers is known as stereoselective reaction. So stereoselective reaction only depend upon the stereochemistry of the product which is formed during the chemical reaction and the number of the product stereoisomers which is produced after the chemical reaction. Now we are moving into one example. The cis and trans 2-butene give the different product during the bromination. Consider the cis 2-butene on addition of the bromine. We know that the cis 2-butene is sp2 hybridized, and the structure of the cis 2-butene is planar. So while we adding the bromine, the one of the molecule of the bromine will add on the top of the cis 2-butene, and the other bromine will add on the bottom of the this molecule. So we will get the D and L pair. So the racemic mixture will be the product for the cis isomer. So while we are doing the same experiment on the trans isomer, we will get only one product, that is meso variety. And according to our concept, the addition of the bromine in the cis and trans is a stereoselective reaction because we will get the different stereoisomer during the chemical reaction. So that is the stereoselective reaction. And this reaction is also stereospecific because stereospecific reaction means it is a chemical reaction which is only depend upon the stereochemistry of the starting material. See here, in the cis isomer cis-2-butene, we will get a racemic mixture. Okay, whereas in the trans isomer, we will get a meso compound. So the product will depend upon the stereochemistry of the organic compound. So this type of the reaction is known as the stereospecific reaction. So I hope that you understood the concept between the stereoselective reaction and stereospecific reaction. Stereoselective reaction means it is depend upon only the number of the product due to the chemical reaction, and stereospecific reaction means it depend upon the stereochemistry of the starting material. Now we are moving back to the first event. In the preparation of the thalidomide, we will get two products, and this is a stereoselective reaction, and one of the stereoisomers is used as a drug for the morning sickness and the other will causes the reverse effect. So that's why the company, the mother which have been taken the thalidomide produce the adverse effect, and they will deliver the baby with malformed limbs or missing arms. So our reaction must be very specific. And now we are moving into the difference between the stereoselective and stereospecific reaction. How we can determine, how can identify whether the reaction is stereoselective or stereospecific. So let me moving into another example. The bromination of the cyclohexane. So now we can add the bromine on the top of the cyclohexane or on the bottom of the cyclohexane, because we know that the cyclohexane has a backward ring structures, and the double bond, since it exists a double bond, the carbon it is sp2 hybridized. So we can add the molecule on the top or in the bottom. So usually we are in addition chemical or organic chemical reaction, the addition must be the trans addition. So we will get a trans compound, but we cannot synthesize or we cannot use the trans cyclohexene in a chemical reaction, because we know that in a cyclic compound the cyclic alkenes are always cis compound. So that's why this chemical reaction is stereoselective, but it is not a stereospecific reaction, because for a stereospecific reaction we have to take the two stereoisomer and we will do the same experiment on both the stereoisomer and we will get the product. Since we have only one stereoisomers is present in the case of cyclohexane, and this reaction is not a stereospecific reaction. But since the reaction give the two product, that's why it is a stereoselective reaction. I hope that you understood the concept. Thank you.